Hello everyone, I'm Bane. Welcome to the Middleman Comms cast, featuring your hosts, Noel Lennon Armstrong and Green Giant.
Hello everyone, I'm Noel Lennon.
I'm Green Giant.
And welcome everyone to the first Middlemen cast. I was going to call it the Middlemen Comms cast, but that would be dumb.
That's our name. Nice one.
This is the worst podcast ever.
This is completely unscripted. We're going whatever, as you'll clearly be able to tell.
Okay, basically we thought for this, because it's our first Middlemen cast. Is that what we're going to call it, Middlemen cast?
Middlemen Comms cast thingy.
Let's call it Middlemen cast.
It's going to be like the Mario Kart thing. Battle, maybe-ish thing.
Yeah,
pretty
much what we're going to do is going to go through our top 5 list of favourite live action films, top 5 of our favourite animated films, and our top 5 most hated films ever made.
Now, before you carry on, we're not saying these are definitely our favourite all times. These are just 5 that we can think of that we really like. This isn't really a top 5 at all.
They're not in any particular order as well. So.
And they're not necessarily my favourite. They're just films I could actually remember.
This is the worst podcast ever.
Yes.
Okay, right.
This is only the start. We're 25 seconds in, and we're 1 minute 25. I've got my glasses on.
Do you want to start, or shall I?
You can kick this off.
Okay,
I think.
Do you want to start with favourite live action films?
That's the order I've got. So yes, we'll go that way.
We're going to count these in franchises as well. So, for example, if George says Lord of the Rings, he means the entire franchise.
I'm about to say it.
Okay, I'll start with Seven, directed by David Fincher, and starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Now, you've never seen this, have you?
No.
Okay, this film is basically about Brad Pitt plays a young, inexperienced, naive, like one of them up-and-coming cops. Morgan Freeman plays a old, kind of burned-out detective. And they are on the trail of John Doe, the serial killer in the film, played by Kevin Spacey. Okay. The reason I've chosen this is because, in terms of thriller films, because it's a thriller film, I think it's actually probably, next to some Hitchcock films, it might be the best. The editing is amazing, the acting's amazing, the writing's amazing. Bit of a spoiler, it's one of the only films where I've seen where the bad guy wins, and it makes sense in the narrative of that thing. Basically the killer kills using the 7 sins as a basis. For example, he feeds a man to death for gluttony. He makes a guy have sex with a prostitute with a bladed strap on for lust. Those kind of things.
That's quite a cool idea. It's
very violent, but I'm like, the genius thing is it's not gory because you never actually see the murders. They just kind of say, "Oh, this has happened," and they show the crime scene, and that's about it. So that's what I like about it. It's got Gwyneth Paltrow in it.
Okay.
And in her best role as a head in a box. I won't spoil what that means, but okay.
She's not wearing a sports bra, though, is she?
So no, and that is a sin. Okay, my next one is...
Oh, you're going next, are you?
Yeah, I'll do mine. You do
No, we'll do one each, I think.
Okay, go on then. You do yours.
Now, I imagine you'll have some points to putting on this one as well, because obviously you know these. So mine is a whole franchise. The whole Lord of the Rings series. Obviously, I love the books as well.
Have you read them?
I'm starting now. I started a couple of days ago. I've been meaning to for ages, but I'm finally getting around to it.
In terms of the books...
Sorry about that. The kids have escaped.
Okay, in terms of the books, I actually prefer The Hobbit as a book because I find The Lord of the Rings needlessly complex. The language.
I think that was the idea. The Hobbit was aimed at the younger.
Because it's
the audience.
I just find it not as universal as the films make it out to be. But I do love the films. I do love me some Lord of the Rings.
Films are incredible still.
They look... I mean, like, Fellowship is over 15 years old now.
Yeah, and that first shot of the Shire is just... Jeez.
It looks
every
amazing.
Time. When you get a decent copy of it, obviously. Not potato cam.
The thing it starts really strongly. I don't think any of the films in that franchise are bad.
Oh yeah, and I'm talking about the extended editions as well.
Yeah,
because they're just so much better.
That's the director's vision, so
they add so much more stuff, which I feel is necessary.
So yeah, I feel like some of it's necessary. Like a lot of the Aragon background stuff is quite interesting, and I do like a lot of that.
It's really good. Like I said,
it builds character. It
looks
pointless.
Amazing. Casting's perfect. I think I'd say
pretty much perfect.
I can't think of anyone who's a problem.
The only one I don't agree with is Gimli because they change his character. They make him the comic relief character, and I hate that because in the book he's like this really honourable, warrior. But I guess
it sort of needs it.
In a way, it needs it a bit more light-hearted moments. But if it meant
add another dimension to it.
To be honest, I'm only saying that because it strays from the book, but because I'm being a bit of an anal Annie. Bit anal Annie.
I guess I haven't read them yet, and so
I've only read them once. It took me a while to get through them, but they're structured weirdly as well, aren't they? The books. You don't know that. Basically, the Two Towers ends with Frodo getting kidnapped by the orcs and going to Surfungal.
Okay,
that's where the second book ends, and the third book adds a massive thing at the end, which it really isn't needed, which the film gloriously cut out. But no, okay. I agree with that. I do think it's easily of the 21st century. It's the greatest trilogy so far.
Definitely, it's solid.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
There's not really anything.
Unless Kung Fu Panda 3 comes out and ruins that.
You can say that's wrong with it. Sometimes you do need to be in the right mood to watch them.
Yeah,
they do go on. They don't go on for a while, but there is
extended ones do.
It's along for 3 hours 20 minutes.
That's just the first one, isn't it?
Yeah, and then Return to the Kings. Isn't it like 4
hours?
Return
of the King.
Sorry. Yes, that's getting 4 hours, isn't it?
Fuck.
Or something.
I did watch that the Minas Tirith battle scene on a loop when I was a kid, because that kind of battle scene just blew my mind. The technical complexity of it all, and it's just that fascinates me how much work went into that. That was 9 years of Peter Jackson's life.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Doing that, and I think he's honestly left his mark on the world with that.
Yeah, those battle scenes are perfect. People have copied that. You see, was it the latest Thor film? We saw with that. That fight. It looks like bloody Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I will say that I do agree with that. Like, a lot of influence has been taken from those kind of fight scenes, the kind of fantasy fight scenes.
There's the scale of it, and
I think scale has been the scale in that film has influenced a lot of things. Like, people were more kind of ballsy about making scale and using CGI, and the makeup looks great on some of the orcs. I'm like, holy shit!
Definitely.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
Shawshank Redemption is my number 2.
Something else I haven't seen.
You haven't seen that. Shawshank Redemption, next to How to Kill a Mockingbird, is the ultimate film about the triumph and survival of the human spirit. Now, it's an adaptation of a novella by Stephen King called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. The book is a load of shit. The film is amazing, and it's number 1 on IMDb.
Okay.
And in terms of audience thing, but not anymore. I think Godfather surpassed it. But basically, Andy Dufresne is a banker who is. It's never actually said at the beginning whether he kills his wife or not, but you find out later he didn't. He doesn't kill rather his wife and the lawyer, I think she's sleeping with, and he throws the gun in the river, and because he threw the gun in the river, he can't prove that he doesn't have the gun. That kind of thing. So he gets wrongfully imprisoned. He gets 3 life sentences because that's how. And that shot of him going to the prison is beautiful. It blows my mind how good that shot is. And he spends 19 years in prison before he escapes. I won't spoil the escape scene, but it's infamous. I've shown you it. It's that.
Oh, yes.
That's really, really clever. And the pacing in the film is perfect. The pacing is one of the things I can say, because he's in. That film's about 2.5 hours long. He's in that prison for a good 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
When he escapes, you know he's been there long enough. We've been in that setting long enough. Morgan Freeman plays the perfect side character, Red. In the book, Red was white and Irish. In the film, Morgan Freeman's black and American. But Morgan Freeman, I cannot picture anyone else as Red. He's that good. Edward Norton. The Warden is one of the most irredeemable characters I've ever seen in a film. He's such a prick. Clancy Brown plays a warden. Captain of the Guard in it. He's pretty good. He's right amount of prickish. And it's really sad. Some of the Brooks scenes, I won't spoil that, but that's pretty sad. It made me care about prisoners in a way that no film has ever done or probably ever will. And I think it's the ultimate film about human spirit and how indomitable it is and hope and everything. And it's just that great, and I think everyone should watch it. It's one of them films where I think everyone, like Back to the Future, which we'll see later, everyone needs to watch Shawshank Redemption. You haven't watched it, have you?
No, apart from that little scene.
That scene is amazing, though, isn't it?
But you remember, I just haven't watched a lot of films that you go on about. It's like, oh, watch this. Like, I haven't.
Okay, your next one.
Right, next one.
Don't you fucking say Dark Knight. Sorry, cut that out.
Right. Anyway, my next film, Shaun of the Dead.
This is actually one of mine, but I'll change it for later. My one.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Button in there. I I still love this film. It's... When did this... 2005? 5, thank you very much. It's part of the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy, which
Started in
finished
2005.
Finished this year. I think
that is a reference, by the way, to the Colours trilogy by Sergio Leone. I think it's Sergio Leone.
Yep, it's... I think everyone and their mum has seen this film.
Yeah, it's the quintessential horror comedy, I think, next to... I think it's just the quintessential horror comedy, really. I couldn't really think of a different one. Oh, next to Evil Dead. There you go.
I just have a lot of love for this film. I could put it on at any time. No matter how many times I've watched it,
I think
it's still just as good.
It's still just as funny. I think it's one of the films where every time you watch it, you'll find something new. Like, I pointed something out to you that you've never thought of. Earlier in the film, when he gets the hog lumps thrown at him, when he's a loser, they hit him in the face. When he starts redeeming himself, he catches them.
Yeah.
That's a tiny little glimpse of subtle character development, and that is really clever, because you didn't know, you were like, what, really? And then you went back and watched it, like, oh yeah. And that kind of thing. And it's just like, again, when he tries to climb up to Liz's flat, he can't do it the first time. When he's redeeming himself, he does it.
Yeah.
That is really clever, and I honestly think it's some of the best subtle writing in a British film.
It's quite a clever film. There's tons of detail in it,
and
really.
References to other things. Like,
if you scratch beneath the surface, at first you might not really notice it, but
like, for example, when he not Simon Pegg. When Sean phones his mum, Ed says, "We're coming to get you, Barbara." That is a reference to the 1967 film Dawn of the Dead. Sorry, not Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead. It might be Dawn of the Dead actually, but a George A. Romero film where that line is said. Like, yes. There's loads of subtle references like that throughout the whole film, pretty much. The cinematography is great, done by Edgar Wright. He actually wrote it with Simon Pegg. Yep. And I think it might have been Joe Cornish as well, but don't quote me on that.
It's got some great classic moments.
Oh yeah, like in the was it? There's a girl in the garden there's a girl. That's a reference to a bit of poetry, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some of the lines in it are mind-blowingly funny. Like what is it? He goes, do it on the night. This is the fucking night. I love that line.
The bit we're in the pub. It's about
that
Liz and
I will say that film is genuinely scary when you first watch it. I mean, like, it's not. I don't get scared easy, but when I first watched it, some of the scares, they don't resort to jump scares a lot of the time. Some of it is atmosphere and acting, and like, it's actually, honestly, it's the only time I've ever cried to a live action film. When Sean's mum died, that scene is amazing, amazingly acted.
It's surprisingly good.
Yeah, and that's the film. That's the thing with Shaun the Dead. I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
No, and the whole trilogy really is a great sort of representation of sort of British culture in a way. Really, the whole pub sort of culture and
yeah. Actually, I know
that comes more in the Wales End.
That heightened the interest in going to pubs. Shaun the Dead. Oh. Did you know that? No. It honestly did, by about 4%, something like that.
Nice.
And it again, that's another thing it's about getting your shit sorted out, that kind of thing. It's one of them kind of films. Yeah. I do love that film. I will admit it is one of my favourite horror and comedy films.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to say about Shaun the Dead?
I could ramble on for hours. But
actually, what's your favourite of the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy? Would it be that one? Because I'd say yes. And how much on a first viewing that made me laugh.
I think so. It's the one I can easily go back to. Hot Fuzz can feel a bit long at times.
Yeah. The third act especially. Fuck.
Yeah. The World's End
I need to watch that again.
Because I need to watch it out the cinema and really look into it. But a few people said about the start feeling a bit slow at times.
Well, World's End?
Yeah.
I love the beginning of that. I thought that's hilarious. I would say the ending isn't that great. I was expecting that to be funnier, but whatever.
Yeah, the resolution wasn't particularly...
It's funny, but it wasn't really that in terms of the story.
Compared to the others, it's a bit...
It feels like a trilogy ending, though.
Probably in the order that actually came out. So,
yeah.
Of the trilogy, that's my sort of rating of them.
You might want to change your next one, because my next one is The Dark Knight.
Well, I'm not changing it, so we'll both talk about this. Okay. So this is mine as well. But
The Dark Knight. Okay, let's talk about Batman for a second. When Batman first came out, he was not a very serious character. He was kind of... took stuff a bit seriously. Then everyone's public perception of Batman changed during the 60s thing, which, while I love the 60s thing because it's for its silliness,
it's crazy.
It is crazy, but not everyone thought for years that was the public perception of Batman 8 was camp. When The Dark Knight came out, everything changed for that character. I think, I'd argue that's the film that changed that back into him into a serious character.
Yeah.
It is one of the best writing, some of the best writing I've ever seen in a film. The way it makes you care about characters like Harvey Dent straight away. That first scene, when I first watched that, I like that character.
Yeah.
The first scene he's in, that scene is amazing. Everything about it is it's an artist, very artistic, but not a boring artistic. Heath Ledger, when he was cast as the Joker, I was fucking pissed, like every Batman fan. Oh, really, that fucking idiot from A Knight's Tale playing the Joker? Oh, he's going to ruin it. Never in my life have I been more fucking wrong. He is the best Joker, probably. Best live-action Joker. His performance is amazing. It's the best thing in the film.
No one can top it. The whole makeup, costume,
performance,
perfect. Done.
The little ticks he does, like tilting the head, that's flawless. Yeah. He homages stuff like Cesar Romero, Mark Hamill, but he makes it new and he makes it fresh, and I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Talking about Christian Bale for a bit. Everyone has made fun of that voice. I'm going to do it, but the deep one.
Yeah.
But his performance is great in the film. I will say that he really does embody that spirit of obsessiveness.
Well, at least he's using a different voice to his normal voice.
Yeah, that would kind of suck. But everyone makes fun of it. But I will say that would scare the shit out of you if someone started talking like that.
Yeah.
So that makes sense in that film.
But it definitely does get worse. Like The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. It gets a bit ridiculous at times in that.
Like The Dark Knight Rises is the point where it gets really silly. But there are some mad lines in the baddie said this city. That kind of thing. That's a bit silly, but I love every single... Gary Oldman, perfect.
Yes.
Aaron Eckhart, perfect. The only thing I can say that's wrong with it, it's so good, it makes The Dark Knight Rises look bad. That's the problem with it. There was no way Chris Nolan was ever going to make The Dark Knight Rises look good. No way. I think... it's one of the films I can say... It's pretty much flawless. There's nothing I can say in it that was done badly or doesn't make sense, or because everything's wrapped up nicely in that story.
It'd be really hard. You'd have to look for a while to find something.
Yeah,
which wouldn't really be anything. But
but I mean, like it made superhero films a massive thing again, didn't it? I would say that, and Iron Man made them really huge, what they are now.
Yeah. Coming back in, starting maybe back going to Spider-Man, bringing it.
Yeah,
getting there, and then
I think this is the point. This is the peak. That was the peak of where stuff started really getting serious. It's serious. It didn't have to be goofy, and it, like Roger Ebert said, it makes you think, "Wow," he's dressing up as a bat. But I completely believe a guy would do that for all that pain he goes through, and that. Actually, no, I did actually that bit when Rachel died doesn't make me sad, but. That scene at the end where Harvey Dent takes Commissioner Gordon's children hostage, and he says what was it? Why was it me that lost everything? And Batman goes, "It wasn't." That line is so amazingly perfect because it speaks volumes without him having to say anything. And that thing where he tackles him off a construction site, that whole scene at the end is perfect.
Yeah,
the interrogation scene is perfect. The chase scene is perfect. I think we've talked enough about this, but it just...
Yeah. I got one more thing I can bring up, which isn't really related to the film, so if you carry on, if you've got anything else to say...
No, I'm done.
Okay.
Just watch it.
That argument, we was having, well, not really an argument, sort of a debate about whether we think Batman's insane or not. That's probably a good, relevant thing, I think. Okay,
basically, I'll just explain quick. I said to George the other day, do you think Batman is just as crazy as the villains he fights? That's it.
That was it. I think it's quite an interesting topic, really. I mean, I don't know if we should go into it now.
Yeah, go on, let's just go into it quickly.
I got on the side that he probably is. From everything that's happened to him, it's... Well, not but, his parents dying, and then... It's got to do something to you.
Yeah, the fact his childhood is, it's ruined. He can never go back from that, and the fact that he has to have a somewhat of a screw loose to spend... Not days, years of his life training. Yeah. He trains for 12 years to become Batman.
The lack of sleep and just everything. He's not a normal functioning person.
No, he's messed up. And I wouldn't ever say he's psychotic. I would just say he's obsessive.
He's not on the degree of some of his enemies and whatever, but
like Mad Hatter, Joker. I wouldn't ever say that. But I mean, like,
he's on the scale.
Yeah, he's just as messed. He's messed up. He really is a character that is messed up, and I think you don't get it so much in The Dark Knight because it's more about him making impossible ethical decisions. A lot of that, but you can see it more in stuff like Batman Beyond and that. But I mean, I think it's an interesting debate because it means like, where do you draw the line? Really, like, is what he's doing vigilantism or is that justice? You never, because going out and beating people up, you have to have something wrong with you. Risking your life every night, getting shot at, stabbed, hit by cars, bitten by dogs.
Yeah, just for who?
It's quite. The thing about Batman Beyond is they show that. The depressing thing is, his kidneys fell because of taking painkillers for the pain, and his impact has done nothing. Gotham's just as bad, and it's just like that's really depressing. You know, like he's wasted his life pretty much, and it's just like. That's what I love about the Batman character. I think he's a timeless character because, again, it's about sacrifice. It's about, no, life isn't fair. And he just kind of like, what is it he says? You have to make life make sense. It's a line he says in one of the things. You have to make it make sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, I love The Dark Knight and I love Batman as a character. I hate the fact that everyone associates Batman now with that fucking voice. I hate that.
Yeah, that's getting a bit annoying now. But
And I don't. This is gonna sound like a fucking fanboy, I know, but I hate the fact that he's so popular now because of stuff like Arkham City, where it's just like, well, he's been around for years. Why are you only now kind of getting into it? Just because Arkham City's good.
Yeah, and that's something else that fucks me off. Actually, people who wear Batman t-shirts have no idea.
Yeah,
Batman.
I hate that. Yeah, majority of them. I wouldn't say everyone.
Hipster girls.
Yeah, I hate that
a lot. Same with like band t-shirts, but that's a different story.
Like the Smiths, that kind of thing. But
yes, it's fucking annoying.
I love the fact that he's so popular. I hate the fact that he's so popular. I like him a bit more esoteric because he's like, I can relate way more to that kind of the dark character when he's not, you know, like on a shirt or something like that. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Is this my one or yours?
Or mine, because you technically had the Dark Knight. The next one, it's Life of Brian.
Is this your third one? Yeah, this is your third one. Sorry. Yeah, go on.
This would have been my fourth one because it was Dark Knight, but I think I've got something else I could put in. Life of Brian. I love this film still.
It is the ultimate comedy film.
It's amazing.
Sorry. Go on.
It's not exactly taking itself serious. It's not supposed to be a. You know what it is? It's fucking Monty Python, Jesus.
Yeah. I would say it's most focused out of all their films because it doesn't resort to weird jokes all the time, and I think
the dodgy sketches that you get from the series,
the 90% of them that weren't funny. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like,
it's a level of weirdness you can go to. I know for some people, obviously, it's different, but
yeah,
for me, some of them are just it's too much.
I mean, like,
it's a bit like Noel Fielding's a.
Can you shut the fuck up so I can speak?
Well, sorry for talking for once.
Go on, you say.
Noel Fielding's a classic example of someone who does it just way too much now. What's his recent series called?
Comedy.
That was fucking mental.
That was awful.
It's on the degree where it's just terrible. Because he's making up whatever random shit he could think of. The Boosh
is
fucking
funny.
incredible.
The Boosh is funny.
I love it so much.
Why are we talking about the Boosh? Back to Life of Brian. Okay, I'm
sorry, Life of Brian.
Basically, 99% of the jokes in it. I'm including the extended edition in this, by the way. You haven't seen that, have you?
I don't think so. Actually.
I'll explain some of the jokes in the extended one, which you can explain was they cut. 99% of the jokes in it hit bullseye. It's funny. It's making fun of religion, which is also a great thing with me. And basically, one of the jokes that was cut is, you know, the Suicide Squad attack, that bit at the end.
Yeah.
Otto, the leader, that's his name, Otto, he was cut from the film. He's in the deleted scenes because he looks like Hitler and he makes Nazi jokes, which was really out of place, and it didn't really... That stuff isn't that funny. There are some funny lines he gets, but I can see why it was cut out. That's the stuff that doesn't work because it's too over the top.
Yeah, they can only do so much.
This
film's got so many quotable lines.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you want to say something now? You know, like, everyone knows that he's not the Messiah, he's not a naughty boy, but he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy, but one of my favourites that I laugh at every single time, pretty much, is that one where he goes, "You are all individual," and that one bloke just goes, "I'm not." I love that.
You to Judean People's Front? Fuck off. The People's Front of Judea.
You're fucking nicked.
It's so good.
Was it? Crucifixion's an easy death. No, it isn't. It's painful. And I think, weirdo. I love that. I love every single joke in that when he goes, Was it? No, they said didn't go have a nice holiday. Oh, right then. Nah, I'm just kidding. Bloody Romans can't take a bloody joke.
What have the Romans done for us?
Apart from public health, the wine, public safety. Was it public safety? Public safety? Fuck off. There's so many jokes like that. Like, what? You were raped? Well, at first. Naughtius Maximus, his name was. Promised me in the known world. They scarpered off.
Biggest dick.
That's a joke name to like Silliest Sodders or Biggest Dickers. I love that film.
It's so great.
Actually, the one joke I don't like in it is the Star Wars one. Do you know when he gets abducted by aliens?
Oh, right,
because that was put in because Star Wars came out the week after. I hate that joke. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Right. He's having a go at the birds now. I love that.
I could look over that.
Okay, this is my next.
There's not really a lot to talk about. Everyone knows this film.
We'll just tell you some of the jokes. If you want to go watch it. There's way funnier jokes in it.
Yeah, and it'll be much funnier when you actually watch it.
Speak up!
Not our impression of it. Anyway.
Quiet, Mum. Okay, my next one is No Country for Old Men.
Don't know this one either. Sorry.
You what?
I don't know this one.
You don't know this one?
No.
Get the fuck off my podcast.
Technically, it's mine.
Okay, sorry. Basically, No Country for Old Men, directed by the Coen Brothers, based on the book of the same name. Basically, the best Coen Brothers film that I can think of, apart from maybe Fargo. But it's about Llewellyn, a welder, finds a. He basically goes hunting one day and he finds a Mexican gang have killed each other, and he wanders in just for a look and he finds a briefcase containing a fuck ton of money. He picks it up and goes back to his trailer where his wife is, and the gang hires Anton, the killer, to go and get it back for him. The whole film is basically a cat and mouse game between the two. I won't spoil how it ends. All I'm going to say is it's one of the best endings I've ever seen because it makes sense within the narrative and it's dark as shit. That's all I'm going to say about it. Everyone knows Anton Sugar, Javier Bardem, a fucking cold, chilling villain, great performance, great haircut. I've got to say, you don't get that because you don't know what he looks like.
Okay.
It's well written. It's pretty much word for word the novel. It's pretty much exactly. The only thing is they cut a character out which wasn't really needed in the book.
All right.
Tommy Lee Jones is amazing in this film as the sheriff, the retiring sheriff. It's the film is tired. It looks world weary, and this whole shot's where nothing's going on, but it adds to the atmosphere of it and the sparseness of it, and the fact that it's set in a desert pretty much. There's nothing there, and it's just like it's a western, but it's not really a western. It's a noir film, but it's not really a noir film. That it falls in that weird Coen Brothers thing of it's just kind of. It doesn't really know what it is, but that kind of adds to the uniqueness of it.
Okay.
And I love that, and I love A No Country for Old Men. But, I mean, it's just a great film. And I think it's a film that everyone should watch. You've never seen it, have you? So there's not going to be much of a...
yeah, you get used to that. Okay, is it me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say this is my last one, because I'm not going to think of another one. Because we're going to be here all day otherwise.
I'll try and think of another one. Jeez, nearly half an hour.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We're going to be here all day otherwise. So my next one's Back to the Future.
Classic.
I'm not going to say the whole... I'm not going to say the whole
Classic.
franchise, because I won't put the second film in there.
Or the third one.
I still like the third.
Yeah, I don't think it's that great. No, I don't
it's alright, but
I much for the second one to the
I
third
still
one.
enjoy it, but the second one,
Go fuck itself!
Yeah, basically.
No,
the first one, I love it. It's one of the perfect family films. It's
funny. It's got some heart in it.
Just everything. It's got amazing song.
My favourite,
Power of Love.
Oh fuck yeah! My favourite line in that was it. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? It's like, what? And his expression. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, two examples of perfect casting. I can't picture anyone else's. Doc Brown gets hardly any screen time, but he's so memorable.
Yes, from the list he gets, it's perfect. Then
the story is timeless, like that thing about him trying to reunite his parents. The time travel thing is the thing about time travel is that's really easy to fuck up time travel, but he does it perfectly.
Yes,
the little intricacies and everything. Some of it could have gone horribly, horribly wrong, and it could have been terrible and flopped. But no, it's very magical. It's like. It's iconic.
Yes.
The music is great. The cinematography is great. It's pretty timeless, and the effects still look really good.
Yeah, surprisingly good. I mean, you can watch a Blu-ray copy of this now. I don't know how long ago it came out, but
I don't know.
It's an improvement, which is strange considering the time it came out. I know you can.
1995.
1995. There you go. But yeah, it looks great.
What's weird is the other two films came out in 1989 and 1991, but it's still in 1985. That's what I thought that was kind of weird.
Well, there you go. But that happens.
Yeah, I love Back to the Future. It's a classic film. Well, you'll hear more when we eventually do our commentary on it, so we'll try not to be
yeah.
Okay, let's just move straight on to top 5 worst, then we'll finish off with the top 5 animated.
Yeah, we're not going to spend so long on these because they're just shit.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start.
Oh yeah, you go first.
Actually, let me just go through all of mine, you do all of yours. It's quicker that way.
No, we'll just go in between.
Okay, number 1, Morven Caller. Now, chances are, not a lot of people have heard of Morven Caller. I have. It is one of the most pretentious films, one of the most boring films, one of the worst characters that I've ever seen next to Bella Swan. The title character, Morven Caller. Okay, basically what this film's about is, it's by Lynn Ramsey, starring Samantha Morton. Trust me, I know way too much about this film.
He's doing it for film studies.
And she wakes up one morning, or comes back somewhere, it's never really explained, but her boyfriend has committed suicide and his body is laying in the space between the kitchen and the living room. Now you're thinking, no, Lennon, this sounds a bit dark. You should tread lightly. She must be so upset. You would be wrong. She cuts him up and buries him in the woods.
Standard response, of course.
And I watched this film again today, and do you know why she does that? To save money on a fucking funeral. Our protagonist, ladies and gentlemen. This is our hero. This is who we should be rooting for. She's an awful character. The writing is awful. It's so awful.
I had to counsel him after the second viewing today. He was a straw.
The direction's pretty good, I will give it that, but that is not enough to save it. The sound mixing is fucking atrocious. It's an assault on the senses, and it's an assault on the human need for entertainment. It really fucking is. It infuriates me watching this film. Actually makes me angry that someone thought this was a good idea.
Trust me, I've heard a lot on this. I haven't seen it, but
every single character in this film is unlikable, badly okay, apart from Morven Caller's pretty well acted. The character, every character is badly acted, badly written, just boring, unlikable. It is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. It honestly is. And I Dragon Ball Evolution is the same amount of time as this film.
Coming up later.
It's not, is it? Oh, it is, yeah. I watched this film today. If it was a choice between suicide and watching this film, fucking suicide. I would have gone the same way as her boyfriend, and then George would have buried me in the woods.
Maybe.
It is one of the weirdest films I've ever watched. She has weird reactions to things, unrealistic. She's at a party and just randomly goes, "My boyfriend's dead," and everyone laughs at her.
Right.
What the fuck? Oh, and here's another thing she does that makes her a bitch.
Go on.
Her dead boyfriend, I might add, because he's dead, because that's not said enough in the film. He's dead.
He's dead?
He's definitely dead.
He's dead, is he?
Yep.
Ah.
He's not unconscious, he's definitely dead.
Okay.
And,
glad we cleared that up.
He's an author, not a novelist, he's an author. And he writes a novel and says to her, it's on this hard floppy disk, because it's 2000 when it came out. Send it to a publicist and get it published. It says, a novel by James Gillespie. What does Morven do, you might add? Does she just fulfill his wishes? Fucking horseshit, does she? She claims it as her own and sends it off and gets £100,000 and walks off into the fucking sunset.
What a bitch.
It infuriates me how bad that character is. She just looks like a rabbit in the headlights. That's her expression for most of this film. She looks shell-shocked. And don't even fucking give me that horseshit about her being upset about her boyfriend. Who buries dead relatives in the woods? I don't know. She actually starts dancing after she does it as well. She's happy about it. It really makes you question their relationship. Okay, I'm getting off this. I'm getting too angry.
Yes, you are. You're going to have I don't know, but
your
vein's going to come out your head in a minute.
The Justin Chatwin vein. I give Morven Caller 0 dead boyfriends out of Scotland.
Nice.
0 dead boyfriends out of Scotland.
Right, my next one, sorry, it's mainly focused on one film, but it relates to the whole sort of series, apart from a couple. So mine is the shit heap that is Epic Movie.
I've never seen this film, so
it's horrible. And I'm also talking about the whole disaster movie.
The movies.
Date movie. There's fucking millions of them.
Like superhero, have you seen that? Superhero movie. That was awful.
I'm not talking about Scary Movie 1 and 2. I know they're slightly separate.
They're okay, but...
Scary Movie 1 and 2 I still like, but the other
I'd never say I'd love them.
Oh, I watched the Scary Movie 5 recently. Oh my god. That is just horrible. But anyway, I probably should have put that in, because I remember that more.
Wait, what are they, George? What are the Scary Movies? What are they doing? What are they for?
Well, the whole movie series. It's basically spoofs of different films.
Pastiches, that kind of thing.
Or anything like that. It just takes references.
Okay, let me try and sum it up a bit better.
Basically, if I'm Epic Movie, it uses Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Pirates of
the Caribbean.
Well, 300.
Yep. Stuff like that.
I've never seen it, by the way.
Yes, I know, I don't really remember it, which is probably what I should have done Scary Movie 5.
Okay, basically what they are is a really bad parody films, and they to make the lowest brow humour. From what I've seen, I've only seen superhero film, but that angered me watching it, how lazy it was.
The acting's horrible. The casting's pretty much...
There's not really much casting in it, is it?
Well,
really?
no, but whoever they choose.
Just casting famous actors, really.
Just shit. Charlie Sheen in the last...
Yeah, he's just doing that for money, though, isn't he?
I know, but... Oh, so annoying.
No, I haven't seen any of them, but I wouldn't bother.
You really don't want to. They're just horrible. Stupid films which are made by fucking 5-year-olds for the stupid little chav kids who've got a brain the size of a peanut. Those fucking knob-sucking retards can go and stick with them, and I'll stick with my decent films. Thank you very much. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm out.
George out.
Okay, do you want me to do one?
Yeah, I think that pretty much summed them up.
Speaking of 5-year-olds, my next one is directed by the lovely Michael Bay. The worst director I've ever fucking seen. This lovely film, a treasure I like to call Armageddon. Armageddon is an experience in how not to make a film. It's loud. It's badly acted. It's got Ben Affleck in it. It's got explosions that are pointless. The story is fucking cliched as anything I've ever seen. Actually, it's just as cliched as my next film. It is just awful. I've never seen anything that was as long-winded, as boring, as like badly directed. The ending is atrocious. It is, honest to God, most cliched horse shit I've ever seen. Armageddon, there's not much I can say about it. Don't watch it. It's not worth watching. It's Bruce Willis' worst thing he's ever done. Ben Affleck, the best thing he's ever done. Michael Bay, he's a horrible director. He's a horrible writer. He's horrible at basically everything. Apart from Bad Boys 2, that's pretty good. It's just some of the worst scum for a film. I can't go any more about it. That's how bad it actually is. Armageddon infuriates me.
Right, and now for my next one. Now, the next one, it is a kids' film, I will say, but I've got 4 younger brothers, so I often have to go and see a lot of these atrocious kids' films. Some of them I do like, but this, on the other hand...
Like what? What are the examples of good ones you're saying?
Well, one of them's coming up in one of my animated ones later, so I won't mention it yet.
Okay.
But this is copying the ideas of Finding Nemo.
Genius.
The genius ideas of Finding Nemo, but dumbing them down into the shit which is now known as Sammy's Adventure.
Fucking love that.
There was also a sequel to it. No, this was a stupid film. It was about a green fish thing. He talks to retarded high turtles. It's a dumb high turtle.
What?
It's not actually high, but
it's stoned, you mean?
It's meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You mean like the turtles from Finding Nemo?
A bit. Yeah, bro. So taking that idea.
Surfer turtles.
It's so bad. Just everything. The story's about an hour long. The film's about an hour long, sorry. It feels like 5. It's so...
So what is the story? Why is there an adventure? Does he get someone go missing or something like that? I've never seen this, by the way.
I probably should have remembered this first, but... because I just need to find this really quickly. Talk about something for a second.
When did you see this?
I think I saw the sequel last year, which is just a shit.
Why was there a sequel?
I don't know how it got... No, not Sammy's Pizza.
I don't know how it grossed enough to warrant making a sequel.
I don't know. But somehow it's got 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb, which is apparently still quite good.
IMDb's terrible because Kung Fu Panda 2 got 4 out of 10, which is fucking horseshit.
So basically, the plot... I'm just going to read the... I'll try and find a summary.
Summary.
Okay, so Sammy and Ray, which are two fish, are supervising the new green and leatherback hatchlings to sea. They're attacked by seagulls who want the hatchlings for food. During a commotion, they're captured by poachers who drag them off to a boat. Now I remember this. Inside, they get dumped into like a storage tank.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yep, and they meet Lulu, a lobster. Seeing the Finding Nemo connection here?
Yes. Is Lulu voiced by Willem Dafoe?
With dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, fuck off.
And Jimbo, a bug-eyed blobfish. The young green sea turtle, Ella, and her best leatherback friend, Ricky, are determined to save...
Leatherback? This is like a bondage thing.
To save their grandpas with aid of Annabelle and Margaret, the pink octopus...
Did you say their grandpa has AIDS?
So basically, they're going back to their grandparents.
Did you just say their grandpa has AIDS?
Sorry, I've completely fucked myself up. They're not fish, they're fucking turtles.
Did you say their grandpa has AIDS?
No! So basically, they get captured, and they need to get back to their grandparents. They're all turtles, they're not fish, but that's how much of an impact that film had on me. I forgot what fucking species they are.
It's a stupid, unimaginative kids film, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's terrible.
Okay. Speaking of unimaginative kids films, my next one is Pearl Harbor. I fucking hate Pearl Harbor. Basically, it was trying to do that kind of thing at the time, you know, like Titanic, using romances over real life disasters, like there's the Hindenburg one, there's Titanic, there's this. Except it ignores what makes Titanic good. Yes, I actually do like Titanic. Shut up.
Big claims.
Everything that a soul that had in it, because it made you care about the people that were on that boat. I don't give a fuck about anyone in Pearl Harbor. Anyone. Okay. Basically, Ben Affleck is a pirate. Ben Affleck is a pilot. Not... Okay, Ben Affleck is a pilot. Don't even fucking say it. It's a pilot. And he wants to join the Air Force for some reason. And he doesn't want to get romantic.
Basically, he gets his pirate hat and then
yes, and he gets tapped by the Japanese. Basically, he meets a love of his life for some reason. I can't remember why. And he goes off to Britain to fight, to help the RAF. But it sucks so much American dick. You hear the fucking American masturbation. It's like what one of the RAF pilots says. He says, "We'd be done without you Yanks." It's like, fuck off, Michael Bay. Because remember, this isn't history, George. This is Michael Bay history.
Oh wow.
America, that kind of thing.
America.
Fuck yeah, that kind of thing. And basically, he gets lost at sea because he's an idiot, and
yeah,
he just literally flies his plane out and gets lost. No,
I'm on a plane. Sorry, I haven't seen it. I'm just imagining that's how he sounds now.
It's Ben Affleck, not BA. And his best friend sleeps with his girlfriend because he's a dick, and that his best friend and his girlfriend start having a romantic relationship. Out of fucking nowhere, Ben Affleck comes back. He has a fight. Then I don't know why, but the film's called Pearl Harbor, but we don't see any... Oh, suddenly the Japanese attack! These two characters are so unlikable. Ben Affleck, and I can't even remember the other actor base.
That says a lot.
And there's a scene which Doug Walker pointed out in his review of this. Basically, the Japanese shoot at a hospital, right? In World War II, the Japanese did not ever shoot at a hospital. Remember, Mark George, this is Michael Bay history. He can twist the facts. Because they're like, people who watch that are now going to go, well, the Japanese shot a hospital. They completely deserve what they got. They did not do that. Michael Bay does not give a fuck about representing the truth. Titanic, that film, a lot of the characters in that film are real people. And they're represented well, they're nice, they're whatever. And I can kind of picture that happening, like that kind of love story. Although love story isn't true, it makes sense in the context of that story. In Pearl Harbor, all Michael Bay cares about is explosions. And
I was about to mention that. It's an explosion fest. Of course there
is.
There's
a really horrible line that infuriates me in that film. It really makes me angry. Basically, a sailor walks out and he says, "I can't swim." Sorry, what? Sorry, what? You're a sailor and you cannot swim. You cannot become a fucking sailor if you cannot swim. I don't care about you, Michael Bay. I honestly think you should stop making films, and I kind of wish you get stabbed, to be honest, because you don't know anything about anything. All he cares about is showing women, pop culture references, lens flare, and explosions. That's all he gives a fuck about. He does not care about represent... The Japanese, the way they're represented in that is fucking atrocious. You know why Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, George? Do you know the actual reason?
I don't really know a lot.
America was stealing the oil. In Michael Bay's history, Japanese attackers are arseholes. Right. That is atrocious representation.
How clever.
And it makes America out to be the greatest place in the world, and it really fucking isn't in that film. Like, Ben Affleck's all the American soldiers are dicks, are unlikable.
Mm.
And I remember where Ben Affleck now, he struggles to get into the military. He can't read. He's a redneck, by the way. Representation. It's either he can't see properly or he can't read. He cheats to get into the military. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Oh God, Pearl Harbor is terrible. It's so long. Nothing happens until the midway point, and when it does, it is shocking. A guy shoots a fucking plane down with a pistol.
Wow.
What the fuck?
What supercharged thing is he using?
It might have been a bar, actually, not a pistol. Not like a own bar. I mean, like a bar which used pistol bullets. But I mean, it was like it's atrocious. It's the worst of those kind of films. You know, like the Titanic kind of thing. That was the worst of them. And I hope Michael Bay never makes a film again, or makes a historical film, because he fucking sucks at it.
Yeah.
That is. You see what I mean, though? If you're gonna make it, do your fucking research.
It's not hard for something of that scale.
I knew that.
Maybe small independent film, slightly forgive. I know it still shouldn't really do that, but still, you could maybe forgive it a bit more.
But I knew that, and if I know that, that is atrocious that he didn't know that. Yeah. Atrocious is the word that I can use to describe it. Pearl Harbor is one of the worst films that I have ever seen. It actually makes me angry watching it.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's dry. It's boring. Nothing happens. The acting's boring. The actors are terrible. Ben Affleck is a horrible character. And everyone's an idiot. Seriously.
Okay.
And Michael Bay can't read, apparently, because he doesn't know how to read a fucking book.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of Michael Bay.
That'll do. Right, now for another massive rage. This is going to be a joint one, pretty much, I guess. Again. It is one of yours, isn't it?
I think this is my next one. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Right. Now, you probably can guess this is coming.
Actually, you don't want me to do it? I'll do it.
No, I'm starting.
Okay.
It's my one. Jesus. Right. It is Twilight. Yeah.
Is it any Twilight film in particular, or just the franchise?
All of them. Every one of them. The books, the fans. Everyone's a dick who's related to that project.
Kirsten Stewart.
Especially.
You went shit.
So much rage.
Okay, there's a bit of history. When Twilight is a series of books, for everyone who didn't know, all four of you on the planet who didn't know that, Twilight is a series of books geared towards teenagers. It was trying to be the next Harry Potter. Unfortunately, what it failed to realise is Harry Potter is decent. And it's
well written and actually enjoyable.
Yeah. And it has got, I can say this without a shadow of a doubt, the worst protagonist I have ever seen in anything. Bella Swan is so unlikable, so unrealistic, so boring, so fucking irritating. She needs to be saved constantly. She's boring. She doesn't do anything. She's a horrible, horrible person. Okay, let's talk about Edward Cullen. Boring. That's all you need to say about him.
Yes. This is a film.
Jacob's a pretty decent character, we'll give him that.
Just still.
He's still boring, but he's pretty decent.
The whole fucking sparkly vampire shit.
No, it made vampires a joke. Vampires are cool and gothic.
Not in this.
It made them sparkly faggots. And I hate using the word faggot, but they are, aren't they?
I can't think of something else to use. No, that's it.
The fact those books are popular astounds me, because I've read every single one of them. The grammar is horrible. What sentences don't even make sense sometimes. Seriously, that got printed. Stephanie Meyer is one of the shittest authors I've ever seen. If Stephen King thinks your books are terrible, then your books are terrible. Did you hear what he said about her?
No, exactly.
He said he loved J.K. Rowling. She's a genius, basically. He said she can't write worth a damn, and she really fucking cannot. The screenplays for these films are some of the worst I've ever seen. I'm going to go through the films bit by bit.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. The first one is embarrassing to watch. The filters on that camera. What the fuck is up with the cinematographer that day? What kind of drugs was he smoking? Because I want some. And
they're horrible.
Okay. New Moon. Boring. No, there's even less story in that than there is in the first one, if that's fucking possible. The third one's Eclipse is the best out of all of them, but that's like what's the shiniest out of 5 turds.
It's hard to say that, but yeah.
Eclipse is the best one, but that's still only like 3 out of 10 for me. Breaking Dawn Part 1, have you seen that?
No.
That's a 20-minute film stretched out to an hour and a half. And do you know why it was made into 2 parts?
Go on.
Harry Potter did it.
That makes sense.
That is the only reason I can think of that was split into 2 parts. And Breaking Dawn Part 2, the only film where I've ever seen where every frame looks terrible. Every little second, everything looks wrong. The composition is terrible. The contrast is awful. The lighting's terrible. The lenses look shit. The action's shit. The writing's shit. The screenplay, the sets, the CGI don't make any fucking sense.
Amen.
I went a bit... I won't sound like a zippy then. I just don't know why these films are popular. I just don't know why. Bella is not an interesting character. She's a horrible, horrible person. She puts Jacob and Edward at odds with each other because she's a bitch, not because of any other reason than that. She hurts herself and tries to kill herself to get Edward to notice her. That is a horrible role model for young women. I'm not being patronising, but if you read that and think, oh, I need to hurt myself to get the guy to notice me, that is completely the wrong message you send to people.
People in a certain state will follow anything.
Yeah.
And it's not the right thing to put out.
And it makes me sad that there are great authors out there that get ignored for this shit. Honestly, great authors with great ideas get ignored for this shit.
Yeah.
I can't name any, but
there's tons.
No, I probably could, but that's not really the point I'm making. Basically, I think the fans are some of the most moronic fans you'll ever see for any franchise, next to PewDiePie's. And they religiously defend this shit. It does not deserve that kind of... It doesn't deserve it. It is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Watching Breaking Dawn Part 2, I've never felt so angry watching a film, apart from Orvacala. Like I said, everything looks bad. The acting is terrible. The story... They got a fucking CGI baby. That's because they didn't trust Kirsten Stewart to hold a real one.
Gee.
The green screen looks atrociously bad. I'm going to keep saying atrocious, aren't I? It looks horrible. They got the CGI Renesmee, that's their daughter's name, by the way. Renesmee.
Nice.
Or we should have just called it, we want our kid to be bullied. That's pretty much all I have to say about Twilight.
There's not a lot we can really add to what's already been said. Most of our opinions follow everyone.
They're horrible. That's just all. We might do a comment on the first one day because it's pretty funny, but...
Maybe. We might pull ourselves to do it. We was going to do it as like our Halloween special, but...
You'll see what that is soon enough.
That didn't happen.
They're just horrible. There's nothing needs to be said apart from that.
But anyway, that'll do. Yeah. Now for your next one, I guess. No, that was going to be your next one. So should I do another one?
I'll do one. I've got one more than you can do your last one.
Have you? All right, I've got 2.
This next film is an animated film called Space Chimps. Have you seen this?
I have, actually.
Do you remember it?
Sadly.
Do you remember it? I don't.
Most of it.
Okay, from what I can remember of it, this is about a chimp who wants to be an astronaut. That's basically it.
In space.
My brother wanted to watch this, and I had the choice between watching this or Wall-E. Guess which one I wish I'd picked?
Ha! You really went.
Ethan thought it looked funny. I disagreed. I was right.
Wow.
It's the only time I can honestly say I wanted to walk out. Do you know what I was playing in the screen next door when I went to see it? The Dark Knight. I could have walked out and gone and watched that. It is atrocious. The writing's bad. The animation looks terrible. The characters are unlikable. Basically, kind of the stuff you've heard before in
it's
these
sort of a general lazy kids film.
Yeah, laziness. It's kind of like that Sammy's Adventure you were talking about, just made to capitalise on something.
I doubt a lot of you probably know about that film, but go check it out still. And you'll see what I mean. Anyway.
Okay,
I don't remember.
Sorry.
I don't really remember a lot about
That's
it.
basically all I have to say about that. It was a horrible film.
And I know they made a sequel.
Did they?
There was Spaceships too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god. Really? I didn't know that.
There was. 1 minute. I'm sure you can think of something else.
I didn't even know that there was a sequel. Why is there a
Same
sequel?
with bloody Sammy. You got a sequel, didn't he?
Oh no.
Yep. Spaceships 2.
Is it even worse?
2.6 out of 10.
What, out of 100?
2010 they came out.
They came out. There's only one.
That came out, I said.
Okay. Well, the
Anyway.
sequel.
Yeah.
Oh god. Is it My DreamWorks?
I
bet it fucking is.
1 minute. I'm getting there.
Are you humming the Popeye theme?
I don't know. I was making it up as I was going along. It's sang in my subconscious. Why is it not showing me? Damn you, mobile site.
Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is it's shit.
Zartok Strikes Back.
Okay, come on, just do your next one. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, fine. Right. We've done it. Right, next one. The next one is... Well, I'll talk about the original three. Not my problem. No, I'll go for this first. Any of the American Pie spin-off films, they are all horrible. They are nothing without the original cast.
I haven't watched any of the American Pie films.
Okay. Really?
No, I've never watched any of them.
Do you know anything about them?
No.
Okay, well, it's sort of like your... Bit like your sort of classic American high school sort of film in a way. It's these guys wanting to get with girls and everything, all that sort of classic stuff.
Is it funny?
Going out drinking. They're great. I still like the recent one, American Pie Reunion still, which I don't know. I'm not sure how well that went down, but...
Is the first one funny?
Yes, I like all of the original ones with the original cast. But the spin-off films, however, they are nothing. The writing goes completely down the toilet. The actors are horrible. The jokes just are so annoying.
The only character I know is Jim's dad.
Yeah, everyone knows him. He's great. I can't remember the actor.
No, I don't know any of his lines. All I know is like
he's just
Jim's
great.
dad's funny.
Everyone knows him. But yeah, it's an incredible film. Out, was it the late 90s?
I think it was. It might either early 2000s or late 90s. I
Around
want to say late
about that
90s.
period. It was quite early. Yeah, I can't remember when I first got into. Anyway, I'm talking about the bad ones, aren't I?
No.
Sorry. But yeah, there was. I think there's about 5 of them.
5 spin-off ones.
Possibly. There's maybe 5 or 4. They're all just as shit.
What are they spin-offs? They literally are just like...
They're following around the same sort of locations.
Are they just called American Pie something?
American Pie Presents Bandcamp.
Oh, it's Bandcamp, an American Pie film.
American Pie Presents Bandcamp, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Exactly. They sort of take off the same sort of ideas, or maybe one of the characters from that.
Is it shock humour? A lot of it. I mean, like... Okay, maybe not. I mean, like, describe a joke from the original one, just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of humour it is.
Well, there's a bit he fucks a pie. It's different.
Oh, is that the joke where he says he's talking to his friends and he's later like having sex is like having sex with a warm apple pie?
Yeah, yeah.
And he puts his dick in one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that bit. That's quite funny.
It's a great film. You know them, but the spin-offs, however, they're nothing.
Okay, right. Do you want to do your last one because I haven't got any more?
Yeah, you can also talk about this one as well. The last one, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Wait till the commentary on that. That was George's reaction to that film. That was fucking amazing.
It's the first time I'd seen it when we done our commentary. We don't want to talk about too much about it. We're saving it for then. But it's not good.
I'm going to take better care of you than the real girlhood. I'm going to feed you. I'm not going to let any house fall on you.
My cake!
Grandpa, what's the status of the cake? Fuck you.
This film tries to take the original idea of Dragon Ball and fucks them right over.
Americanises it horribly, doesn't it?
It's so Americanised.
Shut up, geeko.
It just ruins everything. That's it.
It ruins everything, even other films.
Yes. The world was a worse place since that film came out.
Like I said in the commentary, I saw this when it came out. It was empty. The theatre. It is properly
like
funny.
the creator's mind.
It's one of the funniest films that I've ever seen. Would you agree? It's that funny.
It's up there.
I mean, like, it's funny because it's bad, not like it's a comedy film.
Yeah, it's great in its badness.
Yeah.
Bit like Flash Gordon, but slightly different. Because that's not. That's not terrible.
I respect Flash Gordon because it had some really cool moments. It was cool, like awesomely bad, but
the music, obviously done by Queen.
Dragon Ball Evolution is hilariously bad.
Yeah,
I'd say just Flash Gordon's awesomely bad.
Yeah, I don't think we should say any more about it, really.
Yeah, because you can see it in our commentary.
Which is all right. So that's been the best and the worst.
Okay, let's do top 5 animated films then, and that'll call it a day. It's been a good podcast, actually.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, I think.
It's been 2 hours, isn't it?
No. We just gone into the first hour.
Have we?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Well, we can get this done in the next 20 minutes then.
Yeah,
okay.
This will be easy.
Do you want me to start? Actually, let me go through all of my 5, then you do all of your 5. It's easier.
If you want.
Okay. This is going to be my top 5 animated films.
Yeah, a couple of mine are yours as well, sorry.
Yeah, okay. When we say animated, it means computer animation, but
Pixar, DreamWorks.
All types of animation, not just CG. Okay. My first one is the Batman film, Mask of the Phantasm. I love this film. It's my favourite Batman film ever made. It basically, what it's about is it shows us some of Batman's background, how he almost didn't become Batman. I'm trying to spoil this because you haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. And a new killer is on the loose. It tells a story with flashbacks as well as its present day. The flashbacks show Bruce's love for Andrea Beaumont and how that relationship advances. The present day is about him trying to catch a new killer called the Phantasm, who kills with seemingly no trace, and he kills crime bosses and everything. And Batman is framed for it. That is about it, really. The animation is really good. The voice acting is exceptionally good. And we get the Joker, which is always a nice plus. Mark Hamill's returning that. The music is amazing. It's also actually funny enough. I cry way more to animated films than to live action. I cry at the ending to this. How emotional it is. Like, he gets so close to not being Batman, to having a life that's just like it all gets snatched away from him. And that scene where he first puts on the mask is perfect. The music is amazing. The tension, the emotion, because he's so close to stopping being Batman. It's just like he fails. He has to be Batman. He says to his parents in a great line where he's pleading to them to their grave. He said, "I can give I can give money to more cops to the city. They can hire more cops. I know I promised, but I didn't plan on being happy," which is a great line. He says, "I didn't plan on being happy," and that's so sad. And it's just like that made me care way more about the Batman character. And I'm going to show you that scene after we've done this actually, and the scene where he puts the mask on for the first time, which is Alfred's actually scared of him because he looks so intimidating and that kind of thing. And like it's the bits where he's becoming Batman are really good as well. But like, okay, that's my first one. And now everyone and their mother knows what is going to be on this list, so I'll just get them both out of the way. Kung Fu Panda and Kung Fu Panda 2. Enough said.
You don't need to say a lot again. We've got a commentary. We've got fucking tons of commentaries on Kung Fu Panda series.
The ultimate never judge a book by its cover. They blow me away. They look fantastic. The writing's great. The characters are enjoyable. Everything about it is pretty much great.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like I said, if you want to hear more, go watch the commentaries. But because I'll go into way more detail about why.
But yeah,
actually, I'll say this now: Poe is the greatest animated character that DreamWorks have ever made. Tigress is a close second. I would say, in terms of animated films, probably my two. Again, these are my favourites. My two favourites in the last 20 years.
Okay.
I'd say that in the last 20 years. Okay, sorry, no, in the last 20 years, because Master of the Phantasm came out in 1991, so yeah. I love the films. I think the best thing DreamWorks has ever done. It's a shame that the third one's going to take so long to make. My next one is Wall-E by Pixar.
This is also one of mine.
We can both talk about it then.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I was not expecting it to be this good.
No, when it sort of first appeared, sort of coming out, it's like, okay, this looks just like another standard film. It's not going to be anything special. But
how wrong we were.
Completely wrong. Completely. Is it? Would you say it's the original idea?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty original.
Which makes a change, considering sort of audience, kids film.
A lot of Pixar stuff's pretty original anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apart from Cars, 'cause that's terrible. Well,
Planes.
fuck
Cars,
you,
planes.
Fuck you, Pixar.
Boats. Escalators. They're all coming.
Escalator, what the fuck?
That's going to be a
And
real
vibrators. Oh no, basically I love WALL-E. The first half an hour is perfect. It's a silent film pretty much. No dialogue is needed to show that character. WALL-E is immediately likeable. Eve is immediately likeable. That relationship they have, you know the one.
Yeah.
That pacing is perfect.
There's so much emotion, but you get from a robot.
Non-dialogue.
It's really weird.
Like the fact
it's just a robot sent to clean up the earth.
That's what I was saying about Kung Fu Panda. The fact that that film can make me cry shows the power of that. And like it, just because it's
they have dialogue as well. These
I would just say
it doesn't.
I'll say that in a.
You just get the beeps and noises and whatever,
And the facial expressions, but which is great because Eve they don't have faces. They just have kind of like WALL-E can only move his eyes. He hasn't got a face.
Yeah, that's all it is. And he sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of huddle in and whatever.
Yeah, he's very like kind of self-contained and everything. And
that's it.
I will say this: the film does lose steam in the second act, does it not? When he goes to the ship, it loses a bit of steam.
But it's good as a whole.
The third act makes up for that because that's great. The first act is perfect. The bits where Eve first shows up are funny. The film's really funny as well, and I didn't think it was going to be, but not at the expense of making WALL-E look like an idiot.
And it has a point to make. It's
about environmentalism, yeah.
Yeah, and how everyone's getting fatter, whole American McDonald's and all that stuff.
Don't over-reliance on technology, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because the main protagonist is technology. But I love Eve as a character. I think she's interesting. I love the captain as a character. I think he's funny.
Yeah.
Voiced. I can't remember his voice by. It doesn't really matter. But that's great.
We've got to stop doing that.
Oh, there's a little pause there. What's it? Oh, what's the fuck's the villain called? Auto is the villain, a HAL 9000 type thing. I will say that is the most unoriginal part of the film, the fact that he's the villain, because that's very HAL 9000. But you want a cool bit of trivia?
Go on.
The computer of the ship, not Auto, the computer is voiced by Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver was in the original Alien, and the computer in that was called Mother. She voices Mother in WALL-E. How great is that?
Nice.
I love that. It's a great film, full of heart, got a great message. It's a great example of a silent film and how to get emotions without dialogue.
Which is quite a bold move for a kids' film.
Yeah, for Pixar, that was pretty ballsy, I've got to say. It works great as well, because, again, that has adult jokes and it is like kids' jokes as well. Like, the adults can enjoy the subtle nuances of the silent stuff, but, like, again, because there's jokes that, you know, like, WALL-E gets chased by some trolleys and gets trapped against the door and crushed by them. Kids can laugh at that, while adults can enjoy the Eve and WALL-E friendship.
It's really good.
Okay, my last one is Pixar's Up.
One of mine too.
Everyone and their mother has said how great the first 10 minutes are. And I'm just going to say it again. The first 10 minutes is perfect. The music, the pacing, the showing of that Carl and Ellie relationship, getting old and dying, and her dying.
Yeah,
that's so sad.
Was not expecting it at all.
But 10 minutes that took, by the way, for us to care about that character. 10 minutes to care about
Probably
Ellie.
not even that. From the first couple of minutes you're into it, it's like, okay, this is...
The animation looks great as well. Actually, I would say the animation for WALL-E looks really good as well.
Yes.
I love that Carl as a character. Carl is grumpy, but he's really likeable. You know why he's grumpy, so it's not like he's grumpy for no reason. You know, he lost his love of his life and he's miserable and that kind of thing. Doug is so fucking funny. You know, Doug the dog.
Yeah.
So, I met you and I automatically love you. Squirrel! I love that.
It's so good.
I love... The only weak thing about this is the villain's a bit kind of shit.
Yeah.
But the 10 minutes make up for it. The relationship between him and the scout is amazing. The way that's funny, and then the way it develops into an actual friendship.
Yeah.
That first 10 minutes, apparently everyone cried to that. Because that shows how 10 minutes, there's no dialogue in that scene.
I'll say I was on the verge.
Yeah, I was on the verge.
But, well.
Well, it's a lot when I cried to Kung Fu Panda 2, but I don't cry to Up because there's a bit more about me where a fucking tiger and a panda can make me cry way more than Carl.
It's hard for me.
I'm trying to think of his second name. It's Carl Fredrickson. That's it.
Yeah.
yeah, I love Up. I think everyone should watch it because again, it's about not letting stuff get you down. It's about that kind of thing. So that's all of mine.
That's
Do you
it.
I'm losing my voice a bit.
We've been talking non-stop for about an hour and a half almost. So yeah, I'll start with this one. I've got 3 more, haven't I? So the first one, obviously you can comment on this. Toy Story, the whole thing. I still love all of these.
They're my childhood, pretty much. I played the first one on a loop.
They still look great.
I will say this. The humour models in the first one are fucking awful.
But think about when this was...
Yeah, 1995.
This was
Yeah, okay, I'll give it that.
It was groundbreaking at the time. It was like, whoa.
It was the first CG film ever made.
Yeah.
Completely.
When you look at videos of them making it, how they built up, like, Jesus.
No, I'm not saying it still does look good, but you cannot look at me honestly and say that dog model looks great. It does not look that great.
It's not perfect, but...
No, it's not. But
I don't care.
At the time, that, like you said, mind-blowing. The writing is so sophisticated for a kids' film.
Yeah.
The subtext is amazing. The adult jokes are amazing. Like, do you want to know this for a bit of subtext? Okay, hang on. When Buzz Lightyear first arrives, Woody gets knocked off the bed. Woody gets dethroned. Get it? Because the bed is the throne. That's a nice bit of subtext. Another one is, there's a lot of close-ups on Buzz. A lot of them are mid-shots of close-ups. They're never long or they're never far away to show his ego. As soon as he finds out he's a toy, this massive long shot. That is really clever subtext. Now he realises he's just this small little guy in this world.
Yeah.
That is so clever, and I didn't expect it from that.
It's pretty amazing, and the quality is consistent throughout all 3.
Yeah.
Getting really emotional.
I know I was mainly talking about the first one then.
Yeah, I know, but it stays the same throughout, and the end of the third one is just like, this is it now.
Not going to make any more.
That was a sad panda then.
That bit when they accept death, I was like, holy shit. Like, this is the... I actually thought they were honestly going to die.
Yeah, I was like, gee, are you really doing it?
No, Buzz, Woody!
Oh no!
Buzz can get him out of there quick! No, I love all 3 of the films. I will say, out of all of them, the first one for me is the weakest, just because I think they got stronger. The writing and that. I mean, like, I think just because the writing got stronger because of practice.
I mean, it was a new thing as well.
Yeah. So it's still better than anything DreamWorks done apart from Complimento and the first one. But I still think it's one of their strongest films, the first one. But I will say, out of the 3, it is the weakest.
If you're going to show someone a Pixar film, you have to show them.
Yeah, Toy Story or Wall-E, I'd say.
Yes, easily. So I think that'll sum that up. And now, the next one, I know you don't really agree with too much. But anyway, I do. So I'm going to go with Monsters, Inc.
It's the second Pixar film.
Yep. I'm not going to say it looks perfect now.
No, I still think it's pretty good. I think it looks better than Toy Story.
I still really love this. So it's mostly from the point of just happy childhood memories. Life was easier. I still remember going to see this with my dad when it came out, and I just still really enjoy it.
I don't understand what the love you have for this. I honestly don't. I mean, like,
I think it's just mostly the love of the characters.
Really, I think Mike's boring.
I like
love
Sully.
That relationship. I love Sully. I think he's a great character.
Since watching Monsters University, really, it's just Monsters University recently. It's just reminded me of everything. It's like, Jesus, I used to love these a lot.
The relationship between Mike and Sully is interesting. I do like that, but I think the villain's weak. Waternoose isn't that great a villain. I think Randall is meh. The first half an hour is really good, I will give it that, but I just think it's not consistent enough for me to warrant putting it on there. It's a good film, don't get me wrong, but I would not put it on a top 5, just because I think the fur detail in the animation, that looks really good still, but I would not put it on a top 5, no way.
I don't know.
So what are some things that you don't like about it? Is there anything you think could have been done better?
I haven't watched this in a while. I'm gonna say
that explains why you picked it then.
I haven't watched a lot of these in ages though, but like I said, trying to think of something bad. Can't think of anything.
Okay, that's a good
to
sign.
be honest.
Do you want to do your next one?
That's my last one. Now you haven't seen this, but it is Wreck-It Ralph. This was last year.
Was it?
I think it's last year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was last year. Yeah, it was
last year. Now
I haven't actually. Yeah, like you said, I haven't seen this. Yeah, I just want to explain why I haven't seen this, and then you can kind of. I'll be quiet. I didn't really want to see this because it just looked like they were just that novelty of having video game characters. Now I thought they were just going to take it way, way too far. Like the fact that Sonic gets his own poster is a piss take.
Yeah,
and the fact that like Wreck-It Ralph is actually on hardly any of the posters, which is kind of a bit surprising, really. But yeah, go on. You can talk about your thing now.
Yeah, I was really surprised with this. Like I said, it's another one of these films I went to see with my brothers. It's one of the longer kids' films.
How long is it?
It's 101 minutes.
Nearly 2 hours. Yeah,
it's getting on for a bit. It really doesn't feel like it. You know, it was
cool.
It's hard to sum it up.
All the emotions getting to me. I just can't sum it up.
The whole gaming thing. They're people that lived inside an arcade machines, well, they still do, so at the end of it. And
what?
It's about...
Did you just spoil it for me?
No, they still live in arcade machines and whatever.
Okay, whatever.
And they travel through plugs and stuff. It's a bit weird. But, and it's about... What's the girl called? I'm sorry. 1 minute, I just need to find this, because I can't... Why do you not tell me?
Felicity.
Is it?
I don't know. Please say it is. Felix.
Oh,
come on, seriously.
Penelope, thank you.
Penelope?
No, that's not right.
Well, her name's The.
I don't know. Whatever. That one. She's a...
You fucking idiot.
Yes, I fucked this up, haven't I?
Just say it, it doesn't really matter.
Basically, whatever. It's her, she wants to be a racer. She's in a racing game.
She wants to be a racist.
She's in one of the racing games. And I haven't really explained to Wreck-It Ralph this, but that doesn't matter.
I'll explain to you in a minute.
Most of you know who.
I don't, that's why you need to explain it to me.
Most of you watch it. Basically, she's a glitch in the game. She wasn't supposed to be put...
Is this a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
She's a glitch in the game, and they won't let her race.
Okay, that's quite clever. That's quite a clever use of gaming stuff. So.
Yeah, she wants to be a racer, and basically, Wreck-It Ralph comes in to this world, and
Wreck-It Ralph comes in to save the day.
Yeah, basically, he helps her become a racer and whatever. I'm not going to go massive detail, but that's pretty much it. That's the film. It's really good. It's really enjoyable. I know you're saying about showing all these characters on the posters. They really don't use them an awful lot.
Or you mean in a good way they don't use them?
Yeah, it's good. It's fine, because I know it seems that, they're going to be in the film a lot, but they're really not.
That's purely the reason I didn't see it, just because I just thought...
They're like little cameos, really.
Yeah, but...
You sort of see them just every now and then.
You see what I mean, though? The fact that we're using them on all that posters, I thought, for fuck's sake, that kind of thing. Well,
it's a bit of a weird
I
choice.
do appreciate the fact that Sonic is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, his actual voice actor, even though he hardly says anything, apparently.
Yeah. Shall I mention some?
Got him.
You got Blanca from Street Fighter.
Oh, really?
You got Blinky, Pinky and Inky from Pac-Man.
Ha!
Paperboy. You've heard of that game?
Paperboy, yeah.
Frogger from Frogger. Lara Croft and Mario mentioned.
Lara Croft? Oh, they mentioned. Okay, yeah. I'd say having that woman with breasts in there probably wasn't the best thing.
Yeah.
How does she walk?
There's a nod to the popular Leroy Jenkins meme from World of Warcraft.
Oh, not that. Leroy Jenkins, that one. That was a terrible impression, I apologise.
Yeah, but there's tons of references and stuff to it. The gaming
memes.
It's a great idea, a gaming kids film. Sums up. I really enjoyed the voice acting.
Who voices Wreck-It Ralph? Is it John C. Reilly?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I like John C. Reilly.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm sorry I'm so shit at describing films, but if you go read about it, and I'm sure you've probably watched it.
For me?
Not you. It's one film you haven't seen. Surprising.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen Monsters University either, so...
Fair enough. But yeah, it's a really good film. I really enjoyed it.
So that's pretty much it from both lists, all three of our lists, really. So I enjoyed doing this. We could probably do some more.
Yeah, I don't know
about something different, obviously.
How good it's been, but
might have been enjoyable.
These won't always be in list formats. Obviously, if you're still here and still listening, but
thank you.
Yes, thank you for listening to us ramble as making shit up really for almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, so it's been. Yeah, I like doing this. It's pretty fun. Next, maybe we could do to have a discussion, a debate.
We'll just have a few points to talk about. We're not going to do lists, like I said.
No. This was just a good starting point. So, do you want to sign off?
I think we shall. Yes.
Okay. I've been Noel Lennon.
Enjoy it.
And we'll see you next time for the next Middlemen cast.